Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Cody. Today we're going to be going over the Stamina DK PvP build for Open World 1vx for the Horns of the Reach patch. Now, my last build video on the Stam DK did really good, and it pretty much focuses on the same exact sets, but since Horns of the Reach has some changes including weapon trait changes, we're going to go over the changes including the CP increase and a little bit different in bar setups. Alright, so again, we are running Bloodspawn. I do find that to be the min-max and dawn and set for DKs in general. Stam DKs benefit from it a little bit more since one piece is Stam recovery. Now we are running Fury because that is the best set for gaining weapon damage over a short to long period of time depending on who you're fighting. It gives so much weapon damage, it's just too damn good. Werewolf Hide, back bar, this is going to help us since it gives max health, max stam, weapon damage, and ultimate. DKs work really good off of ultimate since we do have Battle Roar, which is our one way of sustaining on this class. Now, if you don't have a Maelstrom weapon, there's no problem because, as you can see, running Werewolf Hide 5-piece on the back bar, you get the 4 and 5 piece on the back bar. So that means if you run a Werewolf Hide on the front, that means you're getting the 4-piece. So if you run a Maelstrom here, you'll basically get 60 more weapon damage than what you can do with a Werewolf weapon. Now, a lot of people are running Nirnhone Mace, which is apparently the best in slot weapon now for Stam. I don't think Werewolf Hide drops Nirn. You would have to get it crafted or would have to have a Nirnhone Maelstrom Maul. So if you have a Nirnhone Maelstrom Maul, go for it. You don't have to run my exact setup, but I'm running a Werewolf Hide Maul that is precise and an infused Werewolf Hide Dagger. Now, if you don't have a Werewolf Hide infused, definitely go Decisive. Decisive is your second best and definitely your best defensive trait for DKs since we're getting so much ultimate. But I like having 452 weapon damage whenever I'd like. For instance, I'd light attack on my back bar and I get 452 weapon damage, and that scales higher with all the percentages I have. We're running 2 weapon damage, 1 reduced cost. That's what I usually do on heavy armor Stam builds. Impenetrable on all the armor except for well fitted, but I'd probably go all impen. Sturdy on the shield, infused, precise, and oblivion damage enchant. Now, these are what our stats look like right now. We have about 37k max stam, 25k health in Cyrodiil, and you can glance at the rest of the stats. We are running Thief. Now, the Thief, a lot of people think this sucks, right? Just remember, Thief is like the biggest amplifier in terms of damage and heals. You don't want your crit too low because you're not killing anyone if you don't crit. Yes, Warrior is probably better than Thief now, and so is the Lover, which is a penetration Mundastone. But I am in a heavy armor build. We need to get crit somewhere. And this is only my crit on the front bar. You don't want too low crit on your back bar. This is a back bar where you're going to stay on your back bar if you're taking a lot of heat. You don't want to get all uncrit vigors, non-crit vigors. That's not good for survivability. That's a lot of healing you're missing. Now, yes, you can do it, but I think this is the best. Like, you're not missing much damage. Yes, you can go Warrior, you get 200 damage, but you're gonna have 20% weapon crit on your back bar, and you're gonna have 37% weapon crit, which is fine. 37 is fine. I think that's more of the lower end, and I think if you can pump out more crits on your front bar, you can always crit a leap, you can always crit a dizzy. You're going to perform a lot better in Open World 1vx. Leap has such a high tooltip. If this crits every time, you're almost guaranteed a kill. That's the way I see it. Same with Dizzy Swing. You're not going to kill anyone with non-crits. No matter how much weapon damage you have, you're not going to kill anyone with non-crits. And the main reason I really didn't go Warrior, I know I could go Warrior and get 40% still. That's fine. I'm fine with 40%. But you're dropping down to 23% on your back bar, which is a no-no in my opinion. Like, I want to have at least a almost decent amount of weapon crit on the back bar. Alright, we are running Dubious, and we are running Stage 3 Vamp. And here are the bars right now, guys. So Evil Hunter is giving us 10% weapon critical and 3% weapon damage. I find that just way too good in Dizzy builds. Dizzy builds is all about burst, right? Now, the DK has some great offensive dots. One giving Major Fracture and one giving just a dot for a really cheap cost. Now, I did try to play without a gap closer, and it's not that bad. You're a DK. People will come to you, guys. DK, like people will come to you. But if you're ever getting those small scale fights and people start running away and getting some distance, this is going to be really good for getting in their face while doing a lot of damage and being able to follow up with like an ultimate. Crit rush hits really, really hard. You can always do this. I was playing like this before. You can play like that, or you can play like that. You can lose 10% weapon critical and 3% weapon damage, which I don't think is worth it with these types of builds. You really want high weapon critical. So we were running Dizzy Swing, Evil Hunter, Critical Rush, Reverse Slice, Rally, and Take Flight. This can also be used to pop out Night Blades. If you use it once, it'll be really expensive, but the second time you use it, it'll be really cheap. On our back bar, we're running Hardened Armor, Heroic Slash, Shuffle, Igneous Shield, Resolving Vigor, and Spell Wall. The way I use Igneous Shield this patch, it's a 3-second Major Mending. So if I were you, I would do Vigor first, then Igneous, then Rally. Just so you get the most of Major Mending. Heroic Slash is a flex spot. I like the ultimate on this and being able to snare your opponents down and weave like a little skill to proc the weapon damage glyph. You can put a dot here. You can put Noxious or Venomous. It's up to you. It's a flex spot really. I find the ultimate gains to be too good to drop for one of these dots. And to be honest, it's not a duel, guys. It's open world. You want to shoot for high crit and high burst. So you really don't need these skills. If anything, the only skill right here that's going to help is Major Fracture. So that's what I'd put there, because Major Fracture is OP. You just got to make sure you know how to hit this as a weird targeting system. It's like cone, so you have to back up a little bit and spray at your opponents. We are running a move speed pots. Any build that doesn't have bow or any way of getting a major expedition, guys, you want to run speed pots. You don't want to be slow like a turtle. Let's go into the CP. Now, I don't put any points into Bless because I don't have any issues surviving. So if you do have issues, feel free to put 5% in there. I'd rather just go more damage. And that is the CP, guys. This is the update. There's nothing really much to it. I know you guys enjoy Stamp DK. I played with this last night and I hit a 20k leap. Yes, it was a Sork, but that is pretty damn high. The weapon damage with continuous, I saw it goes up to 5k, and without continuous, it was like 4.7 or something with the weapon damage, Wrath, and Fury all procced. Really great build, tanky, does a lot of damage. I love it. High weapon crit too. You'll see a lot of leaps critting and a lot of dizzies critting, which is what you want to see. Anyways, guys, it's been Cody. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be the Stamplar build for the Horns of the Reach patch.